I always deeply felt
If we have suspicion that it might, we start working like
that I know I'm doing wrong, that I could fix, that I would fix.
People who were raised in India now run major tech companies such as Google, Adobe, Microsoft, and IBM. The most recent person to join these ranks is Parag Agrawal, who recently succeeded Jack Dorsey as the Chief Executive Officer of Twitter. People with Indian ancestry make up only 1% of the total population in the United States, but they account for about 6% of the workforce in Silicon Valley. So, why do we see such a high percentage of Indians serving as CEOs of tech companies? In 2014, when Satya Nadella took over as CEO of Microsoft, the corporation was in a precarious financial position. According to multiple accounts, Bill Gates was a hostile and demanding employer. It would appear that his successor, Steve Ballmer, was hardly an improvement. Even Microsoft was around throughout the Jurassic period. It had been unable to pioneer any new ideas. For instance, it was defeated by Apple in the war for the smartphone market. Then along comes Nadella, an engineer by training who worked his way up through Microsoft to become the company's CEO. Nadella brought about a shift in the way that the company operated. He made it abundantly apparent that anger and shouting were not tolerated in this environment. In addition to this, he worked to revitalize Microsoft. Now is the time for us to make Microsoft successful in a mobile-first and cloud-based environment. Under his leadership, the first world was established. Microsoft has extended its cloud business in addition to moving its software to be compatible with devices other than Windows. It was in Azure's home country that he developed his inventive approach to finding solutions to problems. The population of India is close to 1.4 billion people. It currently holds the position of second most populous nation on the planet, behind China, but is projected to overtake China as the world's most populous nation over the next few years. Even though India has made incredible strides, the country is still facing a significant obstacle in the form of poverty. The poverty line in this country is set at $1.90 per day, but nearly a quarter of the population lives on less than that. Corruption, inadequate infrastructure, and a lack of opportunity are some of the challenges they confront. And as a result, they are forced to become resilient, adaptable, and capable of overcoming countless difficulties, as stated by the United Nations Development Program. Because of this, they have the ability to find solutions to problems, which is an invaluable skill in any company. Since taking over as CEO of Google in 2015, Sundar Pichai has been tasked with finding solutions to a myriad of issues. He became the paradigm of a kinder, calmer, and gentler CEO in the technology industry at a time when big tech companies are coming under increased scrutiny due to the influence they have. Pichai attended one of the Indian Institutes of Technology for his education and graduated with a degree in engineering. The Indian Institutes of Technology, IITs, are a bit like the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, but with an even lower acceptance rate, reportedly 1 or 2%. After completing his undergraduate studies, Pichai used his master's degree from Stanford to get entry into the United States. Many people from India find their way to the land of opportunity by attending a prestigious graduate school in the United States. It would appear that they are staying on this well-traveled course. They earned their bachelor's degree from a prestigious institution in India, and then went on to earn their master's degree in the United States, where they focused on subjects related to STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. During the most recent school year, more than half of all international students studying in the United States obtained a degree in one of the STEM fields. People who have specialized skills are given preference in the immigration system of the United States. After Pichai completed his education, he obtained an H-1B visa in order to begin working for the McKinsey consulting firm. The H-1B visa makes it possible for American businesses to hire foreign workers, many of whom work in industries connected to information technology. In the year 2020, the United States government granted roughly 75% of these visas to Indian citizens. China, by contrast, lagged far behind in second place with a percentage of 12%. They are comfortable with American corporate culture, probably because it matches the growing information technology industry in their native country of India, which is located in Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad. The fact that so many Indians are able to speak English is a major benefit in the West. They also have a greater propensity to be interested in working in other countries. 80% of Chinese students who study abroad end up going back to China when they graduate. The Ministry of Education in China reports that the majority of Chinese entrepreneurs choose to launch their businesses in their own country. Alibaba is frequently referred to as the Chinese equivalent of Amazon. WeChat, a messaging application that is used by 1.2 billion people, is owned by Tencent. One of the most dominant companies in the technology sector is Huawei. The shift of China from a manufacturing hub to a tech hotspot has been largely driven by policies implemented by the Chinese government. Deng Xiaoping, the leader of China at the time, encouraged international companies to establish offices in China during the latter part of the 1970s, which created a favorable environment for new business ventures. On the other hand, India is experiencing a talent drain because too many skilled people are emigrating permanently. According to the United Nations, it has the biggest number of migrants residing outside their home country at 17.5 million. And in 2020, more Indians gave up their passports to become naturalized citizens of the United States than Chinese did. The outflow of talented people from India, on the other hand, appears to be continuing the downward trend seen in recent years. A growing number of Indian startups are achieving the status of unicorns, which indicates that the businesses have a valuation of $1 billion or more. According to the information provided by the data platform Traction, India produced 47 unicorns in the year 2021, a huge increase from 17 to 2020, where it was much lower, and from previous years. Strong investment companies like SoftBank have been pouring money into Indian startups in order to encourage more individuals to stay in their home country and work there. This boosts the overall ecosystem of the technology industry, which in turn encourages more people to work in India. It is necessary for salaries to become comparable to those in Western countries. The annual salary of a typical American worker in the technology sector is approximately $98,000. According to data provided by Dice, an online recruitment platform. Although there is a great deal of variation, the job site suggests that the median salary in the technology industry in India is $20,000, US going up to as much as $33,000, which makes them some of the best earners in their country, but it is still considerably less than what they would make in the States as salaries climb along with India's startup boom as India's economy continues to grow. This could have repercussions for the total number of extraordinary people who have the desire to relocate overseas. One thing that all of the CEOs of the major IT companies have in common is a solid foundation in engineering. That's all for today. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel Hustle Originals, and don't forget to hit the bell icon.